Welcome to the Fantasy Cycling Podcast, featuring your hosts, Grant Gardner and John Anderson. Chapeau, you're in the mix.
You are in the mix. You are in the mix.
We should make a remix of the intro.
Of the in the mix?
Yeah.
Dude, so we went with Euro pop.
Yeah, it was like a
Europe ultra pop. What should we go with next? Like some death metal? Like a death metal version? Or
yeah, or we could have like a more like Italian version for the Giro.
Oh, okay.
And then like a Spanish guitar version for the Vuelta.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
I don't think we have the budget for that.
No, we don't. But now in the age of AI, you don't need a budget. Just put it into something.
Claude. All the kids are using Claude now.
It is, well, yeah. I bet they are. They're clodding about.
Chat GPT is old news.
Stat for the boomers.
Yeah.
Dang. Love it. How are you, Grant? You doing good, dude?
Good.
It's been a while since we spoke. There's been a few things that happened. We've had some races that have occurred. Have you been watching the bicycle racing?
Yes.
You've been enjoying it?
I think this is like the best time of the year. It's between this stretch here of all, we got these smaller Belgian races, then we got Flanders, then Roubaix, and then it's over.
And then you got the Giro. I actually do like this time of year the most. There's like a little bit of sadness after the tour's over.
Yeah.
And then when you're watching the Vuelta, you're like, I've stayed at the bar too long.
You've been overserved.
I've stayed at the bar too long. I'm feeling a little gross. I need to get home, get to sleep.
Yeah. No, yeah, that's a good point. Because you have the Cobble Classics, and they're like, man, they're over. Then you have the Ardennes Classics.
Yeah.
That's a whole nother dynamic of more of a climbers, more some kind of GC guys factoring into those classics too.
Yeah, this is like the pre-dinner cocktail hour of the season.
Yeah.
Like,
and then you're like, oh man, it's over. And then you got the whole Giro.
You got the Giro, and you can just settle into the Giro.
Yep.
And it's awesome.
And then it's summer, and it's amazing.
Yeah. So what? I mean, I don't know where to begin. We've got San Remo has occurred since we last spoke. The Catalunya wine mixer.
Yep.
Has occurred since we last spoke, and then the duality of the E3 and Wevelgem has occurred.
Yeah.
So we've had a little bit of everything. Had some classics and some stage racing. San Remo, should we begin there? Big win for Pog. He finally got it. He did it.
You could feel it in the air. I could. You didn't.
I said he was going to win.
You did?
Yeah, I didn't pick him. I didn't put him on my fantasy team, but I think I'm on the podcast saying he's going to win.
And pretty much as soon as the race finished, he's like, yeah, there's no need for me to come back.
Yeah.
So everybody was just rejoicing.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, I got this one. I'm done.
Yeah. I mean, it's a race where you have all that distance and the slow build. You can tune in at the end for the Cipressa and the Poggio. So I actually don't mind, I don't think it had the same, for me personally, it didn't have the same like, oh, Pog's there, it's boring factor. And especially with the fact that he crashed like that. And then basically had to ride from behind, got a epic pull up the Cipressa by McNulty. And I think that added some drama, added some character to the race. And then the finish was very exciting with Pidcock and him coming to the line so close. So I thought it was a very palatable addition, even with a very dominant rider like Poggio at the race. Yeah. And it's been one he historically hasn't had a chance. So I very much enjoyed it as a piece of entertainment.
Yeah.
Fantasy wise, you look dumb for not taking Pog. But as I mentioned in the episode, he he hasn't featured on the best mathematical possible team. Any takeaways from you, Grant, from a fantasy perspective on San Remo, on who showed out? I mean, you had Pidcock rounding out and the best possible team.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about highs and lows from a fantasy perspective?
I think it was a pretty competitive race fantasy wise, where like I had first, 6th, 8th, and 9th, which is not terrible, but the race was so competitive that like that didn't even get me in. Like, I was 1,000th, 49th, so not terrible, but you would think that having that many in the top 10 on a monument would be enough to get you in the top 1,000, but it wasn't. You've also got a ton of high credit riders towards the top because it was Pogačar, Pidcock, Van Aert, Pedersen. So
yeah, the guy who won had Pog, Van der Poel, Pidcock, Strong, Stuyven, Rick Plemiers, Mohoric, who snagged 6 points for 200 credits, Florian Vermeersch, and Oliver Nyssen.
Yeah. I did have Vendrame, who was in 6th.
That's a good snip. Yeah, good job, dude.
But I think the big factor there was, did you have Tom Pidcock and Tadej Pogačar? And
yeah.
If you didn't have those, hard to win.
Hard to win.
And who
we didn't really talk about him much.
And who would have predicted that?
If at all.
Van der Poel.
He got caught up in the crash too, didn't he?
Yeah. So,
yeah.
I mean, no excuses, but all else being equal, I think if he hadn't crashed, he would have been there with Pidcock and Pogačar.
So after San Remo, which was a delight, we had Catalonia kicks off.
Hey, the Dorian Godon World Championships. Yeah. He won. How many stages did he win?
I thought he won all of them.
He won.
He got the most fantasy points.
He won 2 stages and he finished 2nd on 2 other stages.
I've been picking Dorian Godon on fantasy teams for 2 years now.
Yeah.
And
did you leave him off this one?
I did. Such is life.
Sold the stock too early. But no, he looked great. Jonas looked near perfect. And then unfortunately Pidcock crashed at this one after his great form.
Just decided to yeet it off the side of the road and use one of his 9 lives.
Yep.
Apparently I saw an article. He thought he was all right, but I think he's got some
muscular damage.
Which is not a good sign.
No. He felt fine, relatively speaking, after the crash. And then he woke up the next day and his knee was swollen, pretty significantly.
That sucks.
Hoping for a quick recovery for him. Because I know he usually loves the Ardennes Classics, but those might be out of the question for him.
Yeah. To see how that unfolds. What do you know about this 200 credit rider for Quickstep, Andrea
Riccani
Nodiero?
I mean,
he was on 200 credits.
I had him on my team.
You did? Did you say that already? I'm sorry.
No.
That's sick, man.
Yeah.
How did you know about him?
I had seen him factor into some sprints, maybe in some smaller races, and him just being 200 credits. And I wanted to have a sprinter, even though.
So he hit the youth category too, because he's 22. He got 7th on stage 1, which set him up for success in that general youth rank, and I think he finished 15th in the end. I think he got 4. Oh no. Yeah, his best finish was that top 10 in stage 1, and that was just enough to carry him. Good pick, man.
I was not familiar with
that guy.
I was not familiar with Simone Galdi, though. Another young Italian. He had a couple of top 10s. So,
Brady Gilmore, first ever World Tour stage win.
Yeah, he
Australian.
He'd had some
great
good
mustache.
results in the past. Yeah, but
This is his biggest win, though, right?
Oh, for sure. I think he won the Tour de Rwanda last year or 2 years ago. But no, I would definitely star Galdi, Riccani, and then Wiestroffer for Lotto et Marché. He finished 3rd in the sprint ranking and 4th on GC. So a breakaway king.
Yeah, I mean, the real question on everyone's minds, though, is what is wrong with Remco?
Every year, preseason, we're like, who's this guy? He's washed. And then he goes off and wins the Olympics or wins, at least a monument.
Yeah.
So
he didn't look good, did he?
I think we're spoiled. I think we see Pogačar, we see Del Toro, we see all these guys.
We think he's supposed to do the same thing and be on the same arc. Because he was like a wonder. He was like a Paul Sexas. I mean, he was winning races in big, dramatic ways at a young age. He wasn't 16, but he was like 18.
And being Belgian, he had that pressure of the next Eddie Merckx.
I mean, he's still good.
Yeah. No, he's an incredible rider, but I think
he just did. He
still follows that arc, like you said, of peaking.
Yeah.
And he's not at his peak form at every race like some of these other aliens are.
Yeah. It'd be interesting to see what season he goes on to have after this. And he can have like the histrionics a little bit. Like he got mad at Jonas on one stage. Jonas, on the other hand, he looked good. Looked dominant. Did he keep his wardrobe together?
I think the weather was good enough that we didn't have to see any garish tights over bibs or anything kind of crazy. Let's see, Remco, what does he have coming up on his schedule? Yeah, he's going to do the triple of Amstel, Flèche Wallonne, and LBL. So
finished Catalunya with 2 minutes. Put 2 minutes into Remco. Put 1:30 into Lenny Martinez and Florian Lipovitz.
That is it's pretty impressive.
I wanted to see more from Riccatello in this race. I was a little bit disappointed in him too. All right, and then we had E3.
That was
and Wevelgem.
One of the craziest finishes in a while.
Yeah.
Where I think we've had a lot of times we see Van der Poel get away, we see Pogačar get away, and we're like, oh, all right, it's going to be a boring last 40 kilometers. But the guys, they caught him. They were there. They were within 3 bike lengths of Van der Poel, and then they just quit.
Group 2 syndrome kicked in right at the end. He did game them a little bit. There was a little bit of showmanship. I mean, he might have been doing 450 watts, and I think when he saw them get close, shaved it down to 430, 420. They gained, and then he ramped it back up. You could tell to 460, 475-ish.
Yeah.
And brought the pace up higher than where he'd been holding it just as they hesitated. And it just completely it got him.
It was like they threw the brakes on. It was like,
yeah, I think they thought he was going to kind of sit up and the games were going to begin. And there was like a car length, if that, 2 bike lengths.
Yeah.
And he's just like, you guys are hesitating. I'm just going to go hit the gas one more time and see what happens. And he was gone. I think he averaged 450 for like an hour and a half or something like that. I saw on Instagram.
Yeah, the last 90 minutes, it was like 400, almost 450.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
He's a great champion. It's a great win. It's going to go down in the lore for sure. It's going to be one of those ones that people replay. You're going to see the reels on that set to a soundtrack.
Yes. Kind of the reverse of the Amstel win for him, or that one is he came from behind and came over the top.
All that together. Yeah.
And this one is he was ahead and then they blew it. So
I got the sense from him he didn't want to do that effort. The race situation called for him to go. I mean, he was gone and he had no choice but to keep riding once he had that gap.
Yeah.
Great win from him. And, I think what's interesting about that pair of going from E3 into
Gent-Wevelgem.
Yeah, and this is insight into what to expect with this week with Dwars happening tomorrow. As we record this, it's Tuesday, and we've got Flanders, Grant.
Yeah.
It's happening on Sunday.
It's coming.
So, which Flanders is the more prestigious of the two, the pair. And then last weekend's instance, we had E3, which is a more prestigious win. Yeah, I would say. And then the B race happening after. And I think we saw a plan unfold where they wanted a sprint. Alpecin wanted a sprint, and so we saw Jasper take the win in Wevelgem. So I made the mistake of taking Van der Poel again.
Yeah,
you can't know that stuff.
It's hard to predict. Yeah,
but I mean, maybe you can. In this instance, you might want to look. So looking ahead and starting the conversation started about tomorrow with Dwars, and then Flanders on Sunday. You might want to consider that when you see the stars and the brand names racing. Will they be considerate of maybe not winning or not podiuming and wanting to make hay in the race tomorrow, or will we see some of the larger brand names providing opportunities for the sprinter on their team? And whereas before you could say for E3 you could hold off on picking your Wevelgem team after you saw what happened in E3, but you don't have that luxury. But I think you need to consider it.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a little bit of a opportunity for the mid-pack guys, or even some really strong riders like Wout van Aert, where no Pogačar, no Van der Poel. Do you go pretty deep to get a big victory tomorrow instead of
when you've got your odds of getting the victory are higher tomorrow?
Yeah,
based on competition.
I think Van Aert will still be a factor on Sunday, but clearly he decided to do this race and the other two didn't. So you would think he's a favorite.
I think it's because he's going to lead out Matthew Brennan.
Oh, okay. Just a little training ride for him. I mean,
yeah, I think he wants to keep the legs sharp.
So if we look at the last several winners of Dwars door Vlaanderen, which I believe means across Flanders in Flemish. 2021, Dylan van Baarle. 2022, Matthew van der Poel. 23, Laporte. And then the last two editions, an American has won.
That's why I've got Luke Lamperti to win it all.
And Matteo Jorgensen in 24 and Nielsen Palace in 25. So, three-peat for Team USA, is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I'm calling it Lamperti.
If we look at
this is his A race for the season.
I mean, why not? Let's look at the format of this race. So this year it is going to be 185 kilometers, and Ronde Preview, Tour of Flanders on Sunday.
Everybody do it on the app quicker. You want Flanders or Dwars?
Yeah, you're right. I should have used the app. Flanders. All right. Flanders is 278, almost 279 kilometers versus Dwars door Vlaanderen, which is 185 kilometers. So
much more suitable for Brandon.
Yes. But there's more climbs jam-packed into a shorter distance.
Yeah, okay.
Whereas Flanders is going to have a little more flat at the beginning. And then you got the successive cobbled climbs at the end.
Well, who do you like for Dwars? I'll tell you who I got on my team. I've already alluded to it. I've got Matthew Brennan. It's first time riding it, but I think this could come down to a sprint. Christophe Laporte is my backup pick. He won in 2023. Hasn't ridden it since. So either I think he's going to be a bit of a flex. Primary role will be to guide Brennan with his experience.
Yep.
With a secondary objective of, if you have an opportunity to win it. Tibor Del Grosso, he got 6 last year.
Ooh.
Show favorite. So couldn't miss out on an opportunity to take him. This guy here, Tim Van Dyke, is everybody's hot pick right now. He doesn't really have a whole lot of results to show for it, but the dude looks strong right now.
Yep.
He's riding really strong. I think a lot of other people have noticed that too and are taking him. Having a great season, Tobias Lund Andresen. Obviously a wonderful sprint finish. Also a debutant in the race, but has been trending nicely this season with a second in Wevelgem. A little bit unfortunate of a second too with the positioning. And he got 6 at E3, 13 at Milan-San Remo. So dude is fit. He's on form. He's still searching for that top step. So he's motivated. Filippo Ganna, I think I could see myself changing this later. It's quite a lot of money to spend on Filippo. But I like to just kind of like take a time trial-y guy in a race like this in case it gets real attritional.
Yep.
Mads Pedersen, he hasn't really done anything since coming back from his injury. It's like that meme on the internet where the guy with the stick.
Yeah, do something. Yeah.
But he's gotten 5th 3 times at this race. And then, as I said, maybe just 3 times a charm for the stars and bars this year.
Yep.
I took the best possible American but only, he's kind of, I don't know. I wish he was still 200 credits.
Yeah.
Luke's 400 credits now. Not getting the same kind of value that you were getting out of him. Then trying to ride a hot hand, Grant, with Robert Donaldson.
Yeah. Might as well.
He got 5th. Was it 5th? Yep. 5th in Wevelgem. Never seen his name before. He's on Jayco. Only 23 years old. 200 credits, of course. He's from Manchester.
There you
go. We won't
go.
hold that against him. Come on, Gunners. But that's my team. I think there's a lot of other good folks. Who'd you take?
So you went with more of the supporting characters.
I did. You going with the?
I'm going with the stars.
Oh, Maz is no supporting character.
True.
Yeah, but still.
But I'm going with Wout van Aert.
So you think he's going to try and get this? They haven't really had a. Can't even remember what the race was, so it can't have been it was significant.
Yeah. In terms of the core of this cobbled season.
Yeah.
Nothing huge for Visma yet, but Van Aert was 2nd last year, and I would assume he was gunning for a Flanders win last year as well.
He got 1st in KBK.
There you go. So Van Aert was 2nd last year when he would have been going for Flanders as well. So I would think this year without Pogačar, without Van der Poel, he's got a similar advantage. I'm going to go with Pedersen. He was injured, and then he was also sick, and that's why he didn't do Wevelgem on Sunday. Hopefully he's back to full health, but if he is, I think he'll be right up there with Van Aert.
What are you talking here? Is it like a man cold, or did he have the flu? What's going on?
I didn't see the doctor's report, but and then Christophe Laporte, you've mentioned him as well, but previous results in this race, 1st, 2nd, 9th, 16th. So, and he's looks to be in good form right now. He was on the podium at Gent-Wevelgem, even though Jordi Meeus was not a fan of that.
What did you think about that? Did you think that it was a dirty move by Laporte, or do you think?
I think he was being pushed from the other side, and there was just a lot of
Laporte's not dirty. I mean, Jordy, I don't think Jordy was invalid to be hot and mad about it. I think hopefully that'll be water underneath the bridge as they see each other in the peloton over the rest of the season. But it seemed like a racing incident to me.
Yeah.
He had to kind of come over. You could see how he leaned with his shoulder and not coming in with his bike.
Yep.
It was a lean, not a barge, I don't think. So.
Yep. And Jordy was trying to thread the needle pretty tight there.
Very, very. I mean, and that's why you don't want to be on the barrier there. I mean, well, there's an advantage in which you don't have to defend your left side, but I mean, he was in a tight spot.
Yeah. Florian Vermeersch. He seems to be in great form. I think he's probably still a little salty after Van der Poel took away E3 the other day when he was right there in front of him. All right. Interesting one here. Jasper Philipsen. This is not a necessarily sprint race, but he has shown that he can do well at Omloop, at Flanders. He was fourth in this race in 2023. So I like his chances. He seems to be in great form right now. Another guy that's in great form, Alec Segert.
Oh, yeah.
He was 10th in this race last year. And then was it at Gent-Wevelgem where he was up there with Wout and Van der Poel?
He was. Yeah. He was right there.
Dries de Bont, former Belgian national champion. Last two results, 7th and 5th in this race. Anthony Turgis has a podium way back in 2019, but he's a classics guy and can potentially find the form this week.
Yeah, he's always a good pick.
And then Luca Mazzato, he is in good form right now. Results over the last couple weeks.
Mazzato.
7th at the Karkside Classic, 5th at Ronde Preview, and 7th at Gent-Wevelgem. So he's in good form. I think he's good for a top 10 in this.
Yeah, he's having a good season. He was somebody I picked a lot last year, and seems to be doing well this year.
Yep. So
Flanders, talk to us about Flanders.
So
is it the first of the true cobbled?
Yes, I mean it is.
This is the 110th edition.
Yeah, the first cobbled monument of the season. Yeah. It's the second monument of the season after Milano San Remo, and it makes up cycling's Holy Week. So Easter Sunday, we will have the Tour of Flanders, and then 1 week later, we'll have Paris-Roubaix. And
we're in church on Sunday and in hell a week later in Roubaix.
There you go. The hell of the North, Paris-Roubaix. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. Flanders first. Okay, John. Flanders or Roubaix? You can only watch one race for the rest of your life.
Roubaix.
Yeah. I think the beauty of Roubaix is just the chaos, the unpredictability of it.
The drama. Yeah.
If I was racing, I think Flanders would probably be more interesting. Because, I mean, Roubaix just wears you down. Flanders, you have the climbs.
Yeah.
It can break the race up a little bit.
Some topography. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And definitely if you're racing, I mean, Roubaix is just, I got a good chance of ending up in the ditch.
It's just a rock tumbler for 6 hours.
Yeah. No, it still would be Roubaix to watch. Maybe Flanders if I'm a rider.
Yeah. So last few results in Flanders, some stats here. So since 2020, Mathieu Van der Poel has won every other year.
Oh, well, that's science. He's going to win it again this year.
Yeah. So 2020, Mathieu Van der Poel. 2021, Casper Asgreen. 22, Van der Poel. 23, Pogačar. 24, Van der Poel. 25, Pogačar. Therefore, Mathieu Van der Poel is going to win in 2026.
It's like a lunar cycle.
Yep. I mean, you can't argue against it. Van der Poel has won 3 times, which ties Cancellara, Bonin, Museo. I mean, all the greats. Pogačar is going for a tie of the lead, get his 3rd win, and Van der Poel is trying to increase his lead. So
cool.
That's the dynamics there. If we look at the top competitors, Pogačar will be there, Pedersen, Van der Poel, Wout van Aert. An interesting addition to the start list this year, Romain Grégoire. He's more of a pure climber, classic specialist, but you think of him more of an Ardennes Classics kind of guy.
Mm-hmm.
How do you think he'll fare on the cobblestones?
I don't know. I think he might do well, actually.
Yeah, I mean, he was 29th at E3, which is not terrible for someone who doesn't ride the cobbles much.
I kind of like him as a dark horse for a top 10.
But I mean, so far this season, he won Fondrome. He was 2nd at Liguelia, 4th at Strade Bianche, which is similarly very difficult race. Can he transition?
He looked super strong
from the gravel to the cobblestones. I think when it comes to these monuments, it's like the winners show up. Like you separate the wheat from the chaff, right?
Yeah.
So I'd be looking out for him, even though this is not his specialty. And what about the young gun, Matthew Brennan?
Well, I think he's going to get his tomorrow.
Yep.
Yep.
And he'll be in support of Van Aert at the weekend.
They might play both cars. I mean, we'll learn. I might change my team based off of what happens tomorrow. Like if Wout wins tomorrow, then you want to take Brennan.
Yep.
I gotta say, Grant, it's not often you get to take Pog, Van der Poel, and Van Aert all on one team. The math works out.
Yeah.
That's what I'm doing.
Let's talk about the credits. So if we're looking in the Cycling Fantasy app, because it fluctuates more often now. What are the prices of the big guns?
Well, Wout's a little cheaper than he has been historically. I think last year he was 1,200 and he's only 1,000 credits this year.
Okay.
Van der Poel, I still think is undervalued and he's only 1,000 credits. So
yeah,
I'm able to take Pog and both Wout and Van der Poel, fit them on a team and still have a little bit of cash left over. I'm rounding out the team with some old head name, some old hats here, some go-to riders. We've talked about Turgis on this pod. I'm taking him. He's 400. I'm taking Laporte. He's 400. I like for this race Matteo Trentin.
Yep.
He's only 400 credits, but he's old, but he is a wily vet and he has ridden this race a ton. I think this will be his 9th time riding it. He's finished in the points just a couple of those times, but maybe magic might be a little bit of magic for him this year. Gianni Vermeersch, he's also ridden this race a bunch of times. He got 15th last year. He's only 200 credits. Rick Plumiers, he's good. and Riley Sheehan, which is a terrible pick. But
I mean, you never know in a one-day race. I think he's a strong rider, and we saw in the last couple seasons too, like Morgado.
I mean, I gotta take some flyers. Morgado, yeah.
Morgado in his debut monument was 5th.
Yeah.
I mean, insane. So it's possible.
Yeah. I don't think Riley's that kind of rider like Morgado. Well, just that big, powerful body and those big watts. But
yeah, if you're looking for veterans, which the nice thing about most of these veterans is they are going to be 200 to 400 credits. I'm looking who has the most starts here. So Trenton has 13 starts at Flanders.
And those are the guys that can have a magical day,
Yeah. Marco Haller, Ed Toons both have 12. Tom Van Asbrook and Luke Durbridge have 10. Niels Pollitt and Ollie Nassen also have 10. Jasper Stuyven. I think Jasper Stuyven's a good pick at 400 credits. He has 11 starts in this race. He has 3 top 10s.
Oliver Nyssen might be a good pick too.
I haven't seen as much results from Nyssen, but I mean, like you said, I mean, he's got the experience. He knows these roads like the back of his hand.
Tunes, you already mentioned.
But I mean, the top in terms of results are Van der Poel, Pogačar, and Pedersen, followed by Van Aert.
Fred Wright's got 6 starts in this race, but where has Fred Wright been this season?
Nowhere to be seen. Disappointing. Another fan favorite of ours.
Yeah.
I'm going to defer to the second half and not pick my team until after.
Okay. I mean,
Dwars.
I may change. I mean, I'm probably going to change it after we see what happens in Dwars.
Yeah. But I mean, in terms of picking, I like Van der Poel for the win based off of the every other year stat and his form.
Even over Pog, huh?
I mean, flip a coin, right?
Right. Isn't there some kind of crazy stat that popped between Pog and Van der Poel? They've won like 99% of all of them.
I think the stat is the last person that's not them to win a monument is Jasper Philipsen in 2023.
At San Remo?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the last time that either Pogačar or Van der Poel didn't win a monument.
That's crazy.
Absurd.
So I'm glad I've got both of them on my team.
Yeah. So easy choice there from a fantasy perspective. Take both of them.
I've enjoyed this. What are we doing? How are we doing for time? I want to say, are we getting together for Roubaix?
We got to.
So we will be back again next week on Tuesday to talk about Paris-Roubaix. Give us a follow on X and Instagram with the handle Listen to FCP, the number 2. Thanks for listening.
See ya.